Have you ever promised yourself, "This is the day I change," only to find yourself back in the same old patterns a week later? I've been there too. In fact, 92% of New Year's resolutions fail by February. But what if I told you that the problem isn't you, but it's your approach to discipline? Well, don't be in a hurry to click away. Just stick around and keep watching, because in this video, I'm going to share with you today the exact system that helped me transform from someone who couldn't stick to a habit for more than 3 days to someone who's maintained daily habits for over 15 years. And no, it's not about willpower. Think about this. What if the key to lasting change isn't forcing yourself to do things you hate, but building a system that makes discipline almost automatic? I discovered this the hard way. 15 years ago, I was in the lowest point of my life. I had just lost my job, my relationship had fallen apart, and I found myself staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m. wondering where it all went wrong. That rock-bottom moment forced me to confront an uncomfortable truth. My lack of discipline wasn't just affecting one area of my life, it was destroying everything. So I became obsessed with understanding how discipline really works. I read 47 books on habit formation, interviewed 12 behavioral psychologists, and experimented with every discipline system I could find. What I discovered changed everything. And today, I'm sharing the framework that not only transformed my life, but has now helped over 10,000 of my students create lasting change. But before we dive in, let me ask you this. What's one habit you've tried to build but couldn't maintain? Drop it in the comments below. I'll be responding personally to as many as I can. Now let's talk about why traditional advice about discipline fails us. You've probably heard that discipline is about forcing yourself to do difficult things through sheer willpower. This couldn't be more wrong. Willpower is a finite resource. Studies show it depletes throughout the day like a battery. Relying on willpower alone is like trying to run a marathon while holding your breath. You'll eventually collapse. The first secret to lasting discipline is understanding that environment trumps willpower every time. Your surroundings are either working for you or against you. Consider this simple example. If you want to eat healthier, but your kitchen is filled with junk food, you're forcing yourself to make difficult decisions constantly. That's a recipe for failure. Instead, restructure your environment. When I decided to wake up at 5 a.m. daily, I didn't just set an alarm. I put my phone across the room, preset the coffee maker, and laid out my workout clothes the night before. This environmental design reduced the friction between me and my desired behavior. I wasn't relying on motivation. I was making the right choice the easiest choice. The second principle is what I call identity-based discipline. Most people focus only on outcome-based goals. I want to lose 20 pounds, or I want to make more money. But lasting change happens when you focus on who you want to become, not just what you want to achieve. When you shift from, "I want to exercise more," to, "I am becoming someone who prioritizes physical health," something powerful happens. Let me share a story about my client Michael. He had tried to quit smoking 8 times using outcome-based goals. "I want to stop smoking to save money," or "I want to quit for my health." Each attempt failed within weeks, but when we reframed his goal as, "I'm becoming someone who respects their body," everything changed. He's been smoke-free for 3 years now. Why? Because when discipline is tied to your identity, decisions become clearer. Would a health-conscious person smoke this cigarette? Would a disciplined entrepreneur hit snooze instead of working on their business? This brings us to the third principle, the power of micro-commitments. The biggest mistake people make is trying to change too much at once. They decide to completely overhaul their diet, start exercising daily, meditate, and read, all beginning tomorrow. By day 3, they're overwhelmed and abandon everything. Instead, start with habits so small they seem almost insignificant. Want to build a reading habit? Start with 1 page per day. Want to get fit? Begin with a single push-up. These micro-commitments seem ridiculous, but they serve a critical purpose. They help you establish consistency before intensity. I started my meditation practice with just 60 seconds daily. Now I easily sit for 30 minutes, but that small initial commitment was crucial. Now let's talk about the 4th principle, the accountability architecture. Discipline rarely thrives in isolation. The most disciplined people I know have systems of accountability that keep them consistent. When I was building my business, I struggled with consistent content creation. The solution wasn't more motivation. It was joining a mastermind group where I had to report my weekly output. Suddenly, my discipline skyrocketed. Your accountability system could be a workout partner, a coach, a public commitment, or even a financial stake. Apps like Stick allow you to put money on the line that goes to charity if you don't follow through. The 5th element is what I call failure protocols. This is the missing piece for most people. Even the most disciplined individuals have bad days. The difference is they have pre-planned responses for when they slip up. When I miss a workout, I don't spiral into "I've ruined everything" thinking. I have a simple protocol. Do a 10-minute version of the workout I missed, then get back to the regular schedule tomorrow. Having these failure protocols prevents a single missed day from becoming a complete abandonment of your goals. Remember, discipline isn't about perfection. It's about consistency over time. Let's talk about measurement. You can't improve what you don't track. When I first started building discipline, I created a simple habit tracker in my journal, just a grid where I marked each day I completed my target habits. This visual feedback loop was incredibly powerful. Seeing a chain of successful days motivated me to keep going, and spotting patterns in my missed days helped me identify and solve specific obstacles. Now you might be wondering, this all sounds great, but how do I actually get started? Let me share a simple 5-step process you can implement today. Step 1. Choose one keystone habit. This is a single habit that, when established, will create positive ripple effects. For me, it was early morning exercise. This single habit improved my energy, focus, sleep quality, and confidence. Step 2. Make it ridiculously small. If you want to build a writing habit, start with 50 words per day. Want to exercise? Begin with a 5-minute walk. Remember, consistency before intensity. Step 3. Design your environment. Remove friction between you and your desired habit. If you want to read more, keep books visible around your home. Want to eat healthier? Prep vegetables so they're the first thing you see when opening the refrigerator. Step 4. Establish accountability. Tell someone about your commitment, join a group, or use an app that tracks your progress. External accountability dramatically increases follow-through. Step 5. Create a failure protocol. Decide in advance how you'll respond when you miss a day. Make it simple, specific, and easy to implement even when motivation is low. Implement these 5 steps, and I guarantee you'll see a transformation in your ability to maintain discipline. Not just for a week or a month, but for years. But there's something even more important I need to share. The ultimate secret to discipline isn't technique, it's purpose. When your habits are connected to a deeper why, discipline becomes less of a struggle. I want you to ask yourself, why does this change matter to me? How will it impact my life and the lives of those I care about? When discipline is fueled by meaningful purpose, it becomes sustainable. So now I'm curious, which of these principles resonated with you the most? Was it environmental design, identity-based discipline, or perhaps the power of micro-commitments? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found value in this approach, consider subscribing for more evidence-based strategies for personal transformation. Remember, discipline isn't about perfection or punishment. It's about consistent small actions that, over time, create the life and the person you want to become. You don't need more willpower, you need better systems. Build these systems and watch as lasting change becomes not just possible, but inevitable.